It is so hard to lay a loved one to rest once. This woman from Lake Wales says she's having to go through it a second time. The city buried Della Gonzalez's mom in the wrong gravesite in 2010.
7 years later, they dug up the grave and moved it. Gonzalez tells 10 News reporter Grady Trimble she hopes no one has to go through this again.
She was our rock. She held us all together.
This is where Della Gonzalez spends birthdays, anniversaries, and holidays, visiting her mom.
Usually I'll just come out here and tell her my problems and ask her for answers.
The question on her mind now is, why would the city dig up her mother's grave and move it to the plot next to it without telling her?
I was hysterical. I was crying. I couldn't talk. I just hit the ground. I was so upset over what they did.
Gonzalez recently bought a new headstone to replace the old one. That's when the city realized it had made a mistake in 2010 and assigned the wrong plot, which someone else had already purchased.
All we know is we saw her go in the ground in 2010, and then they just up and move our mother and don't tell us.
I wanted to get some answers for the family, so I came here to City Hall. The city tells me they did reach out to Gonzalez several times, but couldn't get through to her.
She was put in the wrong place. I can't take that back.
The city owns its mistake from 7 years ago. Legally, they say, cities are exempt from a state law requiring written consent from family before a grave can be moved.
All I can say is that I'm sorry. I truly am from the bottom of my heart. I was not here to harm her.
Gonzalez says she's still waiting for an apology, and she's hoping this time her mom's final resting place stays that way. In Lake Wales, Grady Trimble, 10 News.
Gonzalez doesn't want this to happen to other families in the future. The city says it now has a better system in place to keep track of plots, so it hopes to avoid anything like this from happening again.